In April 2022, Elon Musk agreed to buy Twitter for $44 billion. 3 months later, he changed his mind. Now here's where it gets interesting from a legal perspective. Could he just walk away? Just say, "Sorry, I don't want it anymore," and move on? The answer is, absolutely not. Because buried inside that merger agreement was one legal clause, a breakup fee, that meant walking away would cost him $1 billion. Today on Merger Mind, I'm going to break down exactly what breakup fees are, how they work legally, and why every major M&A deal in the world has one. Let's get into it. Welcome to Merger Mind, the channel where we break down the legal mechanics behind the world's biggest business deals. A lawyer by training, and my job is to take the complex legal language inside billion-dollar contracts and make it crystal clear for you. If you're a law student, a finance professional, or just someone who finds big business deals fascinating, this channel is for you. Now, let's talk about breakup fees. What is a breakup fee? Let's start from the very beginning. When two companies agree to merge or when one company agrees to acquire another, they sign a document called a merger agreement. This is essentially a contract. And like any contract, it has consequences if one party decides to back out. Now think about it from the seller's perspective. Imagine you own a company. A buyer comes to you and says, "I want to buy your company for $1 billion. You're excited. You stop looking for other buyers. You tell your employees. You start planning. Then, 3 months later, the buyer calls you and says, "Actually, I've changed my mind." You've lost time. You've lost other potential buyers. You've wasted legal fees, advisory fees, due diligence costs. That is exactly why breakup fees exist. A breakup fee, also called a termination fee, is a pre-agreed penalty that one party must pay to the other if the deal falls apart under specific circumstances. It serves two purposes legally. Number 1, it creates commitment. When you agree to pay $1 billion if you walk away, you think very carefully before walking away. Number 2, it compensates the other party. If the deal dies, the non-breaching party at least gets some financial compensation for their time, costs, and opportunity loss. Now here's something very important that most people don't know. There are actually two types of breakup fees. Two types of breakup fees. Type 1, the regular breakup fee. This is paid by the seller, meaning the company being acquired, to the buyer. When does the seller pay this? Usually when the seller's board of directors recommends shareholders to reject the deal, or when the seller accepts a better offer from another buyer. In other words, if the seller essentially says, "Sorry, we found someone better," the seller pays the buyer a breakup fee. Type 2, the reverse breakup fee. This is paid by the buyer to the seller. This is triggered when the buyer walks away from the deal. For example, if the buyer can't arrange financing, or if regulators block the deal, or in some cases, if the buyer just changes their mind. And this is exactly the type of fee that was at the center of the Elon Musk Twitter battle. Let's go there now. The Twitter case study. April 2022. Elon Musk, the world's richest man, makes a stunning announcement. He wants to buy Twitter, the entire company, for $54.20 per share, totaling approximately $44 billion. Twitter's board agrees. The merger agreement is signed. And inside that agreement, both sides agreed to a $1 billion termination fee. Here's exactly how it was structured legally. If Musk failed to close the deal, for example, if his financing fell through, he would owe Twitter $1 billion. If Twitter backed out, for example, if the board recommended shareholders to reject the deal, or if Twitter accepted a competing offer, Twitter would owe Musk $1 billion. Simple enough, right? But then, things got complicated. A few months into the deal, Musk started having second thoughts. He claimed Twitter had misrepresented the number of fake accounts, bots, on the platform. In July 2022, Musk's lawyers sent a letter formally terminating the deal. Now here's the crucial legal question, and this is where your LLB brain needs to switch on. Could Musk simply pay the $1 billion termination fee and walk away? The answer, legally, was no. And this is something most people misunderstood at the time. A reverse termination fee is not an option payment. It is not like saying, "Here's my exit fee, goodbye." The $1 billion fee only applied under specific circumstances, like failure to obtain financing or regulatory blocking. If Musk was simply walking away because he changed his mind, Twitter could sue him for specific performance, meaning the Delaware Court of Chancery could legally force Musk to complete the acquisition. Twitter filed exactly that lawsuit. And Musk, facing the very real possibility of a Delaware court ordering him to buy a company he no longer wanted for $44 billion, made a decision. In October 2022, Elon Musk completed the acquisition of Twitter. He bought it for the original price, $44 billion. And the rest, as they say, is history. No breakup fee was paid in the end, because the deal closed. But the legal threat of that breakup fee, and the specific performance clause attached to it, is what made Musk follow through. That is the power of a well-drafted merger agreement. Fresh 2025 example, Netflix and Warner Brothers. Now, just so you know this isn't ancient history, let me give you the most recent example. December 2025. Netflix announced it was acquiring Warner Brothers Discovery, HBO, CNN, DC Comics, the whole thing, for $82.7 billion. And the breakup fee they agreed to? $5.8 billion. That is one of the largest breakup fees in M&A history. Now why so large? Because Netflix is confident, but regulators might not approve this deal easily. It's a massive media consolidation. So Netflix essentially signaled to the market, "We are serious. We're putting $5.8 billion on the line to prove it." And Warner Brothers Discovery? They agreed to pay a $2.8 billion reverse fee if their shareholders vote the deal down. This is textbook breakup fee strategy. Both sides financially committed, both sides protected. At 8% of the deal's equity value, this fee is more than 3 times the industry average of around 2.4%. That tells you everything about how competitive the bidding was for Warner Brothers. What lawyers actually look for. Now let me give you the real legal insight, the stuff that doesn't make it into news articles. When I look at a breakup fee clause as a lawyer, there are 4 things I check immediately. Number 1, the trigger conditions. What exactly activates the fee? Is it broad or narrow? Vague trigger conditions create litigation. Number 2, the amount. Is it proportionate to the deal's size? Industry standard is roughly 2% to 3% of deal value. Anything above 5% raises regulatory eyebrows. Number 3, exclusivity of remedy. This is critical. Does the contract say the breakup fee is the only remedy? Or can the other party also sue for damages? In the Twitter deal, this was the key battleground. Twitter argued the fee was not the exclusive remedy, and they could pursue specific performance. Number 4, the specific performance clause. As we saw with Twitter, this clause can override the breakup fee entirely and force a party to complete the deal. If you're drafting or reviewing a merger agreement, these 4 points are non-negotiable checklist items. Let me quickly recap what we covered today. 1. A breakup fee is a pre-agreed financial penalty in a merger agreement if one party exits the deal. 2. There are 2 types, regular, paid by the seller, and reverse, paid by the buyer. 3. The Twitter case showed that a breakup fee alone does not guarantee an exit. Specific performance clauses can legally force deal completion. 4. The Netflix Warner Brothers $5.8 billion breakup fee shows this mechanism is very much alive and growing in 2025. 5. As a lawyer reviewing any M&A deal, always check the trigger conditions, the amount, the exclusivity of remedy, and the specific performance clause. That's it for today's video on MergerMind. If you found this valuable, and I genuinely hope you did, please hit the subscribe button. Every week I break down a new legal concept from the world of M&A deals, in plain English. Next week, we're going to talk about the material adverse change clause, the legal weapon that almost let Elon Musk walk away from Twitter without paying a single dollar. You don't want to miss that one. Until then, stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.